Good afternoon, everyone who's here online and also who's watching the replay of this webinar. Here today we have Tala, our CEO, co-founder of Tayyip, our company in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. And we have James Murphy, Education Manager at HubSpot for the EMEA region, and myself leading HubSpot from 9H Digital. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Tala, how are you?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for joining.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us, Alessandro. Great to be here with you and Tala.
Thank you, James. So what are you going to show us today?
Well, in a moment, I'm going to, I suppose, expand on the theme of the webinar, which is leveraging HubSpot and HubSpot's AI functionality to, I suppose, help teams to be a little bit more efficient and more productive in terms of their student recruitment activities.
Okay, thank you. We'll be discussing this for a while since we are onboarding a number of companies in the education industry together with James and the team. So we came up with this idea of a webinar. And since HubSpot is launching a lot of functionalities, especially in the AI sphere, so we can drive also direct traffic for companies like yours. Today, I think it will be more of an educational webinar where James will share a few slides. Obviously, please feel free to leave comments on the chat or on the Q&A. We will be able to answer you. After the presentation, there will be also a quick demo offered by James, and we can also have a follow-up meeting, one-on-one meeting, if you have any more questions. Thank you. Okay. So would you like to go live with the presentation, James?
Sure, I can kick it off. I'm not too sure if we have any results back in from the questions, but maybe I can take a bit of a sense check in a moment. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, hello everyone. James is my name. I lead the education sales team in EMEA, and I work with our education customers as they evaluate and leverage HubSpot. Been doing that about 7.5 years now at this stage, and really enjoy working in the space. I have got a small presentation prepared. Don't worry, we're not going to spend too long on this. I actually need permission to share my screen, please, Alessandro. As I believe you are. In a moment, I'll share a deck, and the deck is designed really just to kind of give you a bit of an overview as to who HubSpot are, what we do, then speak around how we are approaching AI, some of the benefits it can have for teams on the call, predominantly marketing, sales folks. And then I'm going to, as Alessandro said, I'm going to bring us through a demo for the main part of the call. HubSpot has released a ton of products in the last couple of months. It's been quite intense trying to keep on top of it, and I work for HubSpot, so we won't be able to show you everything today. My goal is to show you a flavor of some of the content-specific AI functionality, and I'm going to do a little bit of what we can give you for free. We have a couple of free tools that I'll begin with, and then I'll touch off some of the more advanced tools available in the Content Hub, and we'll have plenty of times for questions.
Okay,
perfect.
I think you managed to share it now.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Great stuff. All right. Okay, thanks for that. So 5-10 minutes of slides and then into the demo. Any questions, please do ask. If you don't want to come off mute, use the chat. Let's keep Tala and Alessandro busy over the next while. Cool. Okay, so actually it's myself today, but my colleague Zach works on the same team as me and actually works a lot within the Middle East and Africa region. And after we follow up with these slides, I'll link you both our details on LinkedIn if you'd like to make contact to follow up on anything that you see on today's presentation. The agenda, as I've just gone through, we're going to quickly introduce HubSpot. We're going to get some feedback on the poll and then go through the slides and then spend the majority of the time on the demonstration. Little bit about HubSpot. Conscious that some people on the call, I saw some of the invitees are already customers. Some of you may have come across our content. Some of you may not know who we are. So We're a software company. We've been around 18 years. We have 200,000 customers. It took 16 years to get the first 100,000 and 2 years to get the next 100,000. It's been exciting to be on a small part of that journey. We're on a mission to help millions of organizations grow better, and those organizations can grow better by leveraging our platform, which now includes marketing, sales, content, commerce, customer service, and operations functionality. We're a team of 8,000 and we've offices right across the world. In fact, for a US software company, we're quite unusual that nearly half of our revenue comes from outside of the US. So we're very, very international first, which obviously being in EMEA is a great thing to have. So the poll questions, I just wanted to get a flavor of, and we don't need to spend too much time. I wanted to get a sense of who on the call is already using a CRM. Is it a case that you're using spreadsheets? Is it a case that you're using a Salesforce or Dynamics? And the other thing I wanted to get a sense of was who on the call is already beginning to try and use artificial intelligence, AI on to help, help their teams be more productive. My assumption is that a lot of you probably are beginning to bridge the gap between using ChatGPT in family environments over the last year to trying to bring it into the workplace. I know I am on my side, and we're trying to harness the technology, and everybody is talking about it. And it's not a surprise. The pace of innovation has actually been quite extraordinary. And even from the last time I made this presentation, it's changed even more so. We've seen this slide in a couple of formats. It took the internet 4 years to reach 100 million users. ChatGPT did this in a matter of weeks. It's quite extraordinary. And we're about a year and a couple of months on. And I think last year was the year of AI hype. I think this year is the year of AI application. And ordinary workers like us on the call, we're starting to try and blend it into how we work. And HubSpot's trying to actually layer it through the platform so our customers can work from within HubSpot and have the benefits of those time-saving efficiencies in the system. So it's clearly transforming the way that we consume, interact, and work, and it's only going to get more enhanced. So really, when you boil it all down, we did a big survey towards the middle of last year to try and understand how organizations, businesses would approach AI. And really, there's kind of three main areas. There's marketing, sales, and service, which nicely correlates to our product as well. But generative AI is a big win for marketeers. I think it's probably in the education space, it'll be the team that harness AI functionality first, in my opinion. And really, it's about producing content that is better, quicker. I mean, who doesn't want that? So AI can save 3 hours per piece of content based on our survey last year, which is obviously quite attractive. For those people in sales, like myself, AI helps them to do their prospecting quicker, helps them with better lead scoring, and really can help them to build rapport quicker by giving you time to do that qualitative stuff rather than spending tons of time trying to find the right information. And on the customer service side, really it's about responding to customer requests quicker. And AI allows customer service reps to get through tickets and queries much quicker, saving them 2 hours a day to provide better customer experience. So they're the main elements within organizations with which AI can really help improve that customer journey. We're a business ourselves. We're a CRM vendor. How do we think about CRM? Well, our platform has always been positioned as being a little bit different because we came out of having a marketing application and built it into a CRM at a later date. We were really able to kind of put CRM at the center of our organization and really have CRM as a business tool rather than just a sales tool. We believe that CRM should help enhance that student journey, that customer journey. And before I go on to the AI piece, I think it's important that I spend a little bit of time thinking about explaining how the HubSpot CRM is packaged. With 200,000 customers, we have a fair idea of the points along the journey that somebody goes from being an anonymous website visitor to doing an intense 12-week language course, or coming to Malta to spend a summer learning English, or whatever your product or service is. That journey, as we all know from being a consumer in that journey, it's multivariant. You can go missing in it. You can pop up at different times. You can use lots of different email addresses. You can be lots of different channels. And organizations are really struggling to try and understand that journey. But really, if you break it down, there's only 5 primary processes, activities that are happening in that journey. There is the content with which these potential customers are engaging. Is it what type of content? The messaging, which message service delivering it? Is it coming by email? Do they prefer to consume content via live chat on your website, WhatsApp? Can you automate the delivery of that content, or is it a manual process for your team taking time from people? Can you report on the effectiveness of the content? Who's engaging with what content, for how long, where? And if you can do those things, where does that data live? Is it in a single place or is it in multiple places? And HubSpot's value proposition is that you can manage that whole journey and those 5 primary processes within our platform. We've all the content tools you need. We have multiple channels with which you can deliver the content. We've world-class automation workflows, reporting is custom, and it's one data set. So that you really can provide your full front office experience from inside of HubSpot. So that's what we've been doing the last number of years. And this year, and towards the end of last year, we've begun to sprinkle AI on top of that, which is an exciting proposition and is what I'm going to demonstrate later on. We've been using AI for years in HubSpot ourselves. We use it to lead score for our sales team. We've been using conversational intelligence, the recording of calls and searching for keywords and calls for quite a while. And obviously, our team have been using AI to enrich data with business information that's out there. Last year, we begun to engineer generative AI across the platform, and we've actually developed a couple of free tools that I'm going to show you in a moment, such as Content Assistant and Campaign Assistant. And then this year, we've launched our Content Hub, which has been a complete redesign of our old CMS product, baked in with some incredibly exciting content functionality that I'm going to show you in a moment. So we have got something for everyone here. HubSpot's always had a free offering. There's nothing stopping you signing up to our free CRM and trying out some of the campaign assistant tools. Or if you're already using us and you want to go to a more advanced level, let's talk about Content Hub, and you'll be able to see both in a moment. So how can we help? I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you 2 speeds of demonstration. In a moment, I'm going to create a campaign in AI, and then I'm going to really go and enhance it with the advanced content tools. Before I do that, I might ask Alessandro, is there any questions in the chat or anything you want to dig into based on the presentation there, or will I get straight to the demo?
No, I think people will ask questions during the demo. At the moment, we don't have questions.
Perfect.
And also, if someone wants to talk, they can open your mic, so allow everyone to speak, basically, so they can ask you questions also with their voice.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. So onto the Campaign Assistant. Now, this is available for anyone to try for free. So, and I think after I show you what it does, I think there will be plenty of people giving it a go. Okay, so I've got a link in the slide deck so you can find this yourself, but just type in Campaign Assistant HubSpot and you'll find it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a marketing campaign, and I'm going to create it based on a kind of fictitious basic example, just for argument's sake. So I'm going to generate a new asset within this campaign tool, okay? And like most campaigns, I'm going to start off with a landing page, okay? And I'm going to go for a generic campaign here for a generic company. So I am going to raise awareness, and generate leads for a language school, okay? 12-week masterclass, okay? 12-week English masterclass. Okay, and what are my key selling points? Obviously, you would spend more time here fleshing this out. So we have 30 years experience, okay? It's a fun online group learning environment, okay? And it's internationally recognized, okay? Again, you'll know your business way better than me and you'll be able to set up much better, but you get the point. And then we want the audience to basically, we want them to sign up, okay? That's my call to action in a moment. And then this is where you can kind of create your basic brand voice. And I'm gonna go for more of a friendly style here, creative and confident, okay? Now, what I'm doing here, if anyone's used ChatGPT, it's not you know, I don't look at genius doing this. I would have a year and a half ago. But in a moment when I click another button, I think you'll see the benefit of this. So clearly I'm prompting what I want this text to look like on a landing page. My content has been created and it's come up here with a nice kind of team outlook for a landing page. So I've got my text here and I've got my sign up call to action. Great. Now, what the nice thing is, by clicking this, and this is what I still think is very neat, having demoed it a number of times, by clicking this, I'm taking what is there in the content, but it's mapping it in the space of about 5 seconds into HubSpot and populating a landing page with the perfect modules. So it's taking that text and it's building out a landing page that's going to have those modules where I want them. Okay. So as we wait for this to load, I'm going to, there we go, thankfully. You'll see here, so it's come across HubSpot drag and drop landing page editor that's available for companies to start using. It's taking the text, it's populating it here. And of course, I can expand on this. So if I want to expand on that, I'm going to expand. And that will basically flesh this out and make it a little bit larger. We'll wait for this to populate now in a moment.
And this function was launched a couple of days, weeks ago, right, James?
This campaign assistant's actually been around for a little bit longer than that, Alessandro. It's been around since the start of the year. In some ways, it was the precursor. It was, in some ways, this is the precursor, the free precursor to the Content Hub. So what I'm showing you now is available for free. And then the Content Hub puts another level of kind of polish on this. Yeah, so exactly here, it's taken out and it's given me a little bit more text and I can basically insert this in here. So it's taken me about 3 or 4 seconds. I can populate images if I want. You know, I can put an image in here. It's got access to Shutterstock. There's lots of cool stuff that I can do directly from within HubSpot. Okay. So again, I can populate different modules. So maybe you want to put a form. You can just drag that across here and you can pop in your form. And you can select a form that maybe you've got built in here. I might have a payment form. HubSpot can take payments as well. So you can start, you know, getting people to buy your courses and process payment directly from within HubSpot straight away. Okay. Obviously, I can adapt this. I can edit on the fly here. I can add personalization token. But the idea is that within a couple of clicks, I can actually get a pretty decent landing page published online and out for people to start engaging with straight away. Okay.
Very good. I have a question from the audience, James.
Yes.
Is this a tool for backend like CMS? Is it a widget on the website or integrated? It is a substitute for Meta and SEMrush.
So the HubSpot's landing pages sit as subdomains to your own website. So this will work with WordPress and any other CMS. We also have our own CMS, so you can run your full website on HubSpot if you wish. There are SEO functionality built in here. You'll see here the optimization piece that is within our paid tools. And yet it can be a replacement for SEMrush. There are some SEO prompts to help you to get your meta description, all that good stuff. Good question.
Thank you.
I'm going to come back to landing pages again in a moment. I'm just going to fly through a couple more features here. And I want to go back to the campaign assistant. Because let's face it, a landing page is not a campaign. It's a nice start, but I created a landing page in about a couple of minutes. Let's create a new asset and let's have that layering effect. So we've already told HubSpot what we want the campaign to be about. Well, why not have a marketing email off the back of that? Maybe why don't we send an email to our specific list of students or leads that might be interested? So they already know our prompts. Again, by clicking this, and this is available within our free tool, it's going to edit this slightly, and it's going to suggest a nice email. And again, while this is nice to have, just clicking this, it's mapping that content, it's opening up HubSpot, it's opening up our marketing email tool, and it's populating the content in a beautiful, elegant drag and drop template with which I can edit myself. I can add in different images, I can add in videos, and I can send to my community. So again, I might want to edit this. I might want to add in personalization tokens, which I can. Again, HubSpot is a CRM, so it's going to know your customer information. So why not personalize people's experience, okay? So I'm populating this email. I can add images. Maybe I want to drag across a video. If I've got a nice video of what we do at this language school, why not put this in? And again, you've got these options to basically build your email campaign, okay? It's a case then of choosing who you want to send this email out to, which of your sales reps you want to send it on behalf of, and which list of your contacts do you want it to go to. So I've got a nice list here I built earlier with 194 people that are in the system that I want to invite to the event, and then I can basically review and send the email, okay? So what are we, 10 minutes in, and I built a landing page and I built an email as part of a campaign. Let's build let's promote it. So again, going back here, HubSpot has all your kind of channels included. So why not, let's build a LinkedIn ad, okay? So we can promote the landing page. And as well as inviting it to our community with the email, we're going to build a landing page, put it online, and off we go. So again, it's taken the text, it's populated an ad, and then when I have my ads connected to HubSpot, I can go and build out this campaign from HubSpot and publish it and track conversions. Okay, so you see here, once you connect your ad account, off you go. You can build your ads, sync your leads, install your pixel, and then demonstrate ROI from those campaigns in HubSpot CRM. I'll take a pause there in a moment before I move on to the Content Hub or answer any questions that may be in the chat.
There is another question, James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can HubSpot replace a school management tool, or can be integrated?
Good question. So it's a really good question. While HubSpot can do lots of things and it's highly customizable, I'm not even speaking today about custom objects. There are operational functions that a school management system, a class management system, a student information system does that HubSpot's not a perfect fit for. But the amount of organizations that I see trying to use those back-end systems to do sales and marketing, it's even worse. So ideally, you probably want a mixture of both systems. And yes, HubSpot can integrate with them. We have open APIs, and we also have an app store with which you can connect some of those tools natively to HubSpot. So what I would suggest is try and reduce the things that back-end system does, get all customer-facing communication and all sales and marketing out of there, and let HubSpot do that. But don't have HubSpot try be a class management tool. It's not what it's designed for.
Yeah.
Is that a fair answer, Alessandro? Would you concur?
Yeah, I think I agree. It happened to me also, same question, so I answered the same way. There is also another question, if you can. What if I have different tools in-house already, like email marketing tool, ERP, landing pages?
Well, you could save yourself a bunch of money and not renew your contract with those tools and use HubSpot to run the whole marketing and sales funnel. That's one option. HubSpot's very, very complete. Or if you're extremely fond or wed to one of those tools, you can integrate it with HubSpot. But I guess it's kind of like an analogy I have. HubSpot's a little bit like, the iPhone. We no longer carry calculators and torches in our pocket. It's got it all. So if you're using HubSpot, it's got all the marketing functionality and all the sales functionality. It really does reduce down your dependency on those third-party tools. But maybe a system is very entrenched in your tech stack. Maybe it's a case you need to integrate that, but replace others. HubSpot can usually save you money in terms of what you're spending with those individual solutions.
Yeah, I agree. Another question, then I'll keep the other questions for later. Is there a HubSpot integration for class.net, and what is the extent of these integrations?
There is not a native integration, meaning that it's not on our app store. So it's not as simple as integrating LinkedIn or Google or Salesforce or Eventbrite, but it is possible to build a custom integration. You would need a developer to scope out, or a partner to scope out the APIs. Yeah,
just to maybe add some things here. We offer this type of services. We have done multiple integrations with different systems. Like James said, there isn't native integrations, although HubSpot offers more, I think more than 1,500 integrations on their marketplace. But when there isn't an integration, we can build it through APIs. And also we offer the service as like we are a technical HubSpot partner. We've done multiple of these integrations in Europe and the Middle East.
Precisely. And having done this for 7 years, there's a direct correlation between the success and long-term growth with customers using HubSpot and working with an accredited partner. Because while the software is fantastic and it is easy to use, it does help to have somebody there to help you to think about how to implement it, because it's an incredibly powerful business tool. This is the app marketplace that you're referring to, Alessandro. Yeah. And yet over 1,500 applications that just plug in, that require no integration. You can see a lot of household names, but obviously there's more than 1,500 applications in the world, and most of those will have APIs, and that's where Alessandro and his team can come in to help you to scope out and build a two-way sync, perhaps, between the two systems.
Exactly.
Good question, though. Keep them coming. Shall I go back to just maybe some more of the functionality?
Yeah, sure. I was exploring the new. It's still on the beta version. The remix is pretty much what you showed us like before, but it's cool. It's more like a fantastic thing.
Exactly. I've got that lined up. I'm going to show you that in a moment.
Okay.
One thing I wanted to just speak to is this is a landing page that earlier on I created it. I had 5 more minutes, so I created a better picture, and I maybe added some more text. But this will give you an idea of, this literally took me like 5 minutes, but I didn't have to leave HubSpot. So I can build my form here so people can, if you have a Stripe account, you can accept payments for your courses. I was able to create this image for my internationally recognized certifications module. If I want to expand this, again, you'll see the AI piece. Maybe I want to rewrite it. I want to rewrite it in a different tone. I can actually choose that and tell the system to make this a little bit more funny, a little bit more humorous. Okay. I can actually rewrite it in multiple languages as well. And that's why I came in here to show you this. So you'll notice up here that I have a file, multilingual. I can actually translate this version, and I can say translate it from, say, Chinese Macau to, in this case, Danish, which is a kind of a crazy enough translation to go from Chinese to Danish, but maybe there's some Danish customers on the call who want to try translate to Chinese. The option is there. You can see here in a couple of seconds, it's done. Okay. Obviously, we would encourage you with AI to read through this to make sure you've got the local terminology in there. But it's a really, really nice feature, because managing content in multiple languages is notoriously time-consuming, notoriously difficult. So this would allow you to manage that in HubSpot quite well. And you can also see what this looks like on different devices. Okay. Also, as a team, you could maybe a lot of organizations would have someone whose job it is to produce the content, but would maybe need to get authority or the thumbs up from someone to publish it. And here you can kind of communicate as a team. I could leave a comment from my friend to say, hey, are we okay to produce? Do I have your approval? Okay, so you can kind of communicate within the system. All right, and then just to kind of drive home, again, there's other modules that you can edit in here. You can add in your different format, and I can also optimize the system for SEO, as we talked on. And if I wanted to, I can test this. I can run an A/B test or an adaptive test to try find the best version of the content we're pushing out there. Great stuff. Now, I'm going to move from the campaign assistant to get even deeper into content. Okay, so content marketing is no longer an option, I would suggest. It's imperative for organizations to be producing content, because it's key at every stage of the funnel. It's key to generate awareness. We're all online searching before we want to speak to anyone in sales. Your website has to be there answering the questions, or suggesting answers for people. So that's awareness stage. You need to be producing content for your potential buyers. In the sales process, as a sales rep, it's great to be able to send content to people who are in the funnel to do some more research. And then content is key when you're a customer. How to do guides, FAQs, knowledge base. So having content is really, really key in HubSpot. And a lot of customers we speak to are having trouble in 2 areas. One, producing that content and managing it. And secondly, even with AI, trying to make it feel like it's not a robot. Okay, while it's given us a lot of speed, you've all run your business to have a specific voice of your business, and having continuity of that brand voice is key. And when you using HubSpot's Content Hub, which is our new feature, I'm going to show you a couple of examples. And in the back end, you can actually, before you start producing content, like I just did there a minute ago, using our free tools, if you're going about this a little bit more strategically, you'll want to do this as a first stop. And in here is a brand voice tool. It's in the settings section. And I've just populated a writing sample of a blog. I used to be a sports blogger in a previous life. So I populated a sports blog I wrote from about 10 years ago. I'm telling the system it's my blog post. And my audience was people with an interest in politics and sports. Okay, sports, and I'm telling the system, you know, what my brand voice is, how I like to write, because I'm running my own language school now, and I want to keep tone throughout all my content. So the system has assessed my writing based on 500 words, and it's given me a personality of bold, irreverent, and dynamic, which probably describes me a little bit more than I am now 10 years ago. And it's also populated in some of the tone that it's just picking up from that language. Again, I can add other options in there. So you can kind of tell the system, right, okay, I want to sound a little bit more formal than that. You can add in other elements, okay? Once you've got that done and you're happy with that, then it's locking down that, okay? But you can go a little bit further. And now you can say what your company mission is. And our mission is to empower kids through language skills, or whatever that is. So you're giving them a tone of what you do, but you're also telling them the why behind what you're doing. And then the nice piece is, you say, I want you to apply that brand voice in our AI, which is layered throughout the account, but I want it to be all over our blog, emails, pages, landing pages, and blogs, and social. So now this is what you would do if you're going at this properly. You would configure the system and you would say, right, this is my brand voice. This is why we're in business. Make sure that that's consistent throughout the platform. Okay. So when we have that done, Alessandro, we are moving on to our Remix tool, okay? And the Remix tool is really nice in terms of helping us leverage, rinse, repeat, squeeze every little bit of value out of that content that we produce quite quickly. And again, in case I've got my landing page that I showed you earlier on. It's up online. It's trying to convert people to sign up to our course. But again, let's have a look and see what else we can do here. So before jumping on the call, I went and I decided to build a blog post off the back of that. Now, it was just as easy as clicking that, clicking next, giving generate awareness is my focus of the blog. And it's just basically telling the system to go read that landing page and now create me a complimentary blog that I can publish as well. Now, while that's doing here, it's going to take a couple of seconds. I'll speak to what I also created. I was able to create an image based off that blog. So now I'm creating multi-channel content without leaving HubSpot. Now think of the advantage this gives a small team, maybe a small team of 1 or 2 marketeers. This seemed like a faraway dream less than a year ago, to be able to compete with bigger organizations that can work with agencies, that can work with content professionals. Now, a clever marketeer with a plan can actually create multiple content throughout a couple of hours or a day. So I have my landing page, I created my blog post, I've got my image, and now I've got this additional blog post coming up. While that's loading, I want to actually create another one, okay? Close that. Let's have a quick look here. Actually, I have to let that load before I can overbear it with something else. 1 second. Are there any questions, Alessandro, while we're killing a little bit of time for the robot to do all my work?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. So the first one is, who are the right employees' qualifications to be responsible on doing this, or is it mainly team member each and a part of the project?
Help me understand that question, Alessandro. Is that like more about user permissions in the system?
I think it's more of like the roles. Let me copy and paste on the chat so you can see it as well.
Yeah, perhaps it's a question that's related. Who are the right?
I think
Yeah,
it's
okay,
related to
so
the marketing or content hub who's responsible eventually.
yeah, yeah. So we would say that that is up to you to decide ultimately. But really, it's about you can give whoever is using HubSpot access to different tools. So for example, we use HubSpot in my business, HubSpot, okay? We're run on HubSpot. We're 8,000 employees. I'm on the sales team. I use HubSpot as a CRM. I work my leads, I make my phone calls, I send my emails, I manage my pipeline, I build reports. That's it. I certainly don't have access to the content tools or the marketing functionality of HubSpot. It's restricted from me. So it's up to you. If you were to, use HubSpot, you can configure very at a very granular level which of your team members has access to which of the tools. So the choice is yours essentially.
Very good.
Okay. I am trying to. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna close this just because I want to actually, even though it's nearly there. No, it's going to have to wait. While I'm waiting for that, I actually wanted to talk to you about the next thing I was going to talk about. This might seem like a far off dream for some organizations, but podcasts. A lot of organizations, we all listen to podcasts. I can't go to sleep without listening to a podcast. I can barely make my dinner without listening to a podcast. I'm listening to them all the time. And it's a good way for organizations to, I suppose, build connections with their customers, especially on a interesting topic like maybe traveling to learn English. Maybe parents have questions they'd like to answer and maybe they don't have time to read. So businesses may be trying to go down that route. In HubSpot, you can manage and you can create podcasts and then you can publish them out to your feeds all from within HubSpot. Okay, so you can create an episode here. You can upload a file. You could even, if you have an interview written out in text, you can upload that data and we will actually create a voice podcast for you. And then you can publish it out to the different hosting sites, all from within HubSpot. So in this case, I could upload audio, or if it's a case that I've got my content here, I could just drop that in and it'll actually make a script out of a certain voice that I want. So again, you can see how that will work. And they could generate the audio off the back of it. Really, really nice. Now, hopefully this is loaded. I don't know why it hasn't. I'm going to try and refresh that because I do want to. Yeah, I think it's my internet more than anything else.
Well, maybe you need to restart again. So
yeah, well, I'll just go into one of my save remixes here. Let me show you this one here, and I just want to. Where am I going here? Add content. Okay, so this is how it works. So I add my content. I'm taking a landing page that I've done. I'm basically, yeah, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. So I've got this content. Just want to show you. The blog post is obviously a lot of content in there. Let's look at a social post. So you've got your landing page, the blog page is coming online. You can even create an audio feed. Here we go. It's actually done here. Perfect. So now I want to create a social post to promote it. I don't need to leave HubSpot. I can just leave it next. And now I want to generate awareness within my community. Okay. And I'm going to generate that. It should take a lot quicker to do. And in a moment, you can see here my social post is being configured off the back of this. It's going to take a little while to feed through.
I'll ask you a question in the meantime.
Yeah, please.
So I think I can answer as well this question. So the software is set up per brand, company, project, or user. So maybe I'll answer. And James, if you want to add something, you can. The software is is set up per domain, website domain. So if you have a website domain, the account will be associated with that website domain. Obviously, if you are a group of companies and you want to add multiple domains, you can do it. So there are different tiers. That's why HubSpot, like James said before at the beginning, is quite flexible with startup, SMEs, group of companies, and large organizations. And obviously you can have different users on that account. So you can add multiple users. So if you're in the marketing department, sales, customer service, you can see that, for example, the marketing hub, The Pro, for example, start with 3 core seats. Then you can buy basically seats. You can buy 1 seat, you can buy 2 seats, so you can grow HubSpot while you're growing the company.
Precisely.
Yeah, in terms of brand, I mean, in brand, if you mean social media account, you can add multiple social media accounts to one account. So, for example, for one account, we use the social media accounts of our company here in Europe and the company in Saudi Arabia. So we have multiple social media accounts under one domain. Not sure if you want to add something, James.
Yeah, I would. There's a space in HubSpot for most organizations. As I said, we have a freemium offering, and then we can scale in size. Just to show you the other side of the thing, I have several international, university customers that are managing, communications for 7, 8 universities in one HubSpot account. I then have an international school group that are using 7 or 8 different HubSpot accounts and connecting them. So there's lots of different ways to get to where you need to go, but you can configure brand message, content, reports, dashboards by brand if you wish. One thing I want to show you as well is you can convert a landing page or a blog page into an audio file, which can then be on the top of your blog, so people can choose to listen to the product instead. So you're starting to see here, by spending a couple of minutes at this, it's really, really quick at building a really nice content plan. All of this is saved in HubSpot, and all of it is reportable to show you how many visits it got, how many impressions, how many times someone maybe converted off it. And it's all done here. I can press play. You probably won't be able to hear that with my phones, but it's playing. It's playing now in a nice AI voice. I did want, yeah. I just want to show you this here as well.
Okay, go
ahead. Yeah, I just want to show you the social post. Again, you can manage all your social media publishing in HubSpot, so no need to spend money with Buffer, Hootsuite, Sprout, all of those. We have that functionality included, along with emailing and lots of other things. Go ahead there, Alessandro.
Yeah, I have another question. So we're talking about content. We're talking about, obviously, you're typing in English. You were showing us the Chinese and Danish. Is the interface available in Arabic? Can we give prompts in Arabic?
Yes. So let's answer that question before AI. Okay. So HubSpot can handle right to left languages, Arabic and Hebrew, and you and I would have lots of customers that are using it in that way. The AI translation tool that I demoed a minute ago, it's adding language to it all the time. We use a company called DeepL, and Arabic is not on it just yet. I don't know when that's coming, but it's not on it just yet in terms of that AI translation. But rest assured, you can write in Arabic and you can paste in Arabic language, no problem at all. And a lot of our customers would use that for blogs and landing pages as is.
Perfect, thank you. One question. What is HubSpot's approach to SEO optimization and how it can improve our website search engine ranking?
I would need an hour to really answer that question properly. What I'll do is, because it's a huge subject, right? It's a huge subject, and it's got so many different questions. To answer your question, are you thinking about moving your current site? There's a lot in there. So what I would suggest I would do, and maybe we can include it in the follow-up, is a link to one of our SEO guides with our ebook to help you to think about how you should approach SEO and then how we think about SEO. But it's changing all the time. Not to give you a kind of a broad answer, but I would need a lot more time and a lot more questions to get into that.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Cool. I'm conscious of time, and I want to try and just wrap up the content, but also just try to remind people that what you're seeing here, which is fantastic in terms of creating content and managing it and leveraging it and recycling it and remixing it and all that good stuff and saving yourself a lot of time and really making sure that you're getting maximum return on investment in terms of your content employees. HubSpot is a CRM. It sits all of this good stuff, all of this content tools, all of the marketing functionality. It sits on the CRM with which you can manage your leads, your company records, your business relationships, your deals, your customer service tickets. You can build custom objects in HubSpot that track information on things like courses or applications. So just to show you what one of those looks like, this is a contact in HubSpot. So when someone fills in a form, no longer is it going to go to a spreadsheet or a different system. It's going to go into HubSpot, and we'll create a unique profile that is viewable not just by your sales team or your marketing team, but everyone. Everyone has full visibility of this. And the things that this lady had populated out on a form is viewable here. You can assign it to one of your team automatically. We can give you really nice insights over how many times they were on your website, what pages they looked at, all your GDPR subscriptions. All of this is in one place. And in the middle here, you get this nice timeline to show you, okay, who is Leslie? Well, Leslie was on our website back in 2019. She filled in a form and she came from Organic Social. And then your team can actually not leave HubSpot, but they can make a call directly from here, just ring directly from here. They can send emails that'll be saved in your Outlook or Gmail. They can create meetings for Teams, for Zoom. They can even send WhatsApp messages if you want. And then if somebody is, if someone wants to log in and see the previous communication, no longer are teams blind to what's happening in the organization. So for small teams with maybe teams working in different locations, this can be a real pain and not everyone being on the same page, but HubSpot will have all of this information just saved on these timelines, which can allow teams to just work a lot smarter and provide a better experience to the student. In this case, that might be an agent providing applications for your language school. It could be a parent, it could be a young person. And then just to quickly show you some other objects, this is your pipeline. Again, you're looking at HubSpot to manage your business, to grow your business, to track your revenue. Well, you're going to want to track processes. And in this case, I've dummied up a kind of an application pipeline for a college. And you can see these different stages that are customizable. So in this case, you've got a conversation with admissions, maybe the application's been submitted, reviewed, interview scheduled. And you can see that you have lots of different applications in these stages, and you can actually move the application through different stages. And that can then trigger a communication to happen automatically, or for a task for one of your team. So in this case, I'm moving it, I have to update the stage, and that's going to send an email to accounting or invoicing or whatever. Okay, so in this case, if I'm moving it to close one, I have to associate it with an agent for my commission structure, for example. Okay, so that's just a light touch on the kind of things that you could do within HubSpot. Of course, we haven't even touched on it, and we could do a full hour on it ourselves, Alessandro. And in your experience, probably the reason people buy HubSpot is the automation, the workflow tool. While the content is great to generate leads and you can store all the information on your customers, beginning to automate processes is the game changer. And in HubSpot, we've got a really nice workflow builder. I'm showing you a basic example of a workflow that you might have kicking in when somebody fills in a form. And instead of having a manual process, 5 minutes later, they get that nice email. Dear James, thank you for downloading the brochure. Here it is. If you would like to speak with Alessandro, book some time to speak with him here. We look forward to hearing from you. And then 2 days later in this workflow, we're creating a task for that person to ring you up and say, hey, you downloaded our prospectus. Would you like to have a conversation? Just to show you, there's tons of things you could do. You could actually decide to target them on ads. You could send them a communication via WhatsApp. You could update their lead score. You could create a task. You could create an object. There's tons of stuff that you can do in the workflow tool. That isn't just marketing automation, it's business processes. And I'll finish up and take questions, but not before I show you some dashboards, because everybody likes reports. And because HubSpot will be your reporting tool, you can build custom dashboards that can configure information that matches your business. So it could be number of applicants by region, the number of purchases per course, a number of leads per content type. The list is endless to help you to make better decisions on what kind of content or what kind of people you hire over the next couple of months. So that's a little bit of a whistle-stop tour of the CRM just to finish up, but more than happy to take any questions that the team may have.
I think we have one question at the moment. Yeah, very good question. I think we can wrap up also. Maybe you can explain quickly how HubSpot works. So do you offer training, and where can we find all this information?
So let's take the last bit first. Where can we find this information? So we're going to follow up with the slide deck, and in it will be links to some of the features I discussed today.
Yeah.
Also, we have the HubSpot Academy. The HubSpot Academy is an online library of trainings, videos, courses, and certifications. There's hundreds there. So if you want to do a training certification on email automation, you can. If you want to do one on sales skills, you can. If you want to do one on content and AI, you can. The choice is yours. They're free for you to do. Then if you want to get serious about it and invest in HubSpot, we make sure our new customers are supported either by a very capable partner, such as Alejandro and the 9H team, who can come in, help you to plan and help you to build HubSpot the way you want it. We also have, onboarding services ourselves. There's lots of options, and we'll include those in the follow-up. Is that a fair enough answer?
Great. Yeah, I think so. I think we have. Okay, that's great resource. Thank you. Someone answered. Well, I think we can close it for today. Thank you, James. Thank you, Tala. Thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar. We will follow up, like James said. And obviously, if you have any more information, we can schedule a meeting together. Thank you, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, James. That was great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.